this is the first because, as I said, this is the West Africa Economic Summit. There have been other economic events, of course, that have been organized by ECOWAS and indeed other bodies. So this is the first of this kind. Some of the countries are not into trading with Nigeria. I would disagree with that because trade, we should not equate trade with membership of ECOWAS. Yes, there have been 3 countries in the region that have departed from ECOWAS. But it doesn't mean they're not trading with ECOWAS countries. It doesn't mean they're not trading with Nigeria. In fact, it doesn't even mean that they're not working with us on developing infrastructure, on peace and security and so forth. If you take the example of our neighbor to the north, Niger Republic, we still have the Nigeria-Niger Joint Commission that is headed by an ambassador from this very building. It still continues on its mission to execute laudable projects between the 2 countries. It is located in Niamey. If you look at also what the ECOWAS Bank for investment, if it is investment and development, correct? Yeah. They have invested over, I believe, $2 billion in the AES countries, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, and they continue with their activities. Not to talk of course, the private sector and the small businesses, the cross-border trade that takes place between those countries and Nigeria and the region. What makes it different is we are focusing on results. So it's action-oriented, which is why we even have a deal room that is going to be managed by the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, the Sovereign Wealth Fund. It is going to be run by it. There are other participants, so that conclusively there will be deals done right there and then. What makes it different is, as I said, the emphasis on the private sector, emphasis on business, putting business first. It's not state-centric. It's not about governments getting together to talk to themselves. No. It is inviting private sector. It is inviting the youth, importantly, because we are a very youthful region. So you will notice that we're talking about artists coming from different countries in the region. I'm sure you can get even names already of those that are participating. They will be showcasing their work there. So it's not just even about mainstream business, it's also about the arts, it's about cultural entrepreneurs that are going to be participating. As security, yes, for business to take place, to thrive, the environment must be secure. And this is precisely why we're bringing together governments and the private sector and business, government and business, so that government will hear from business their concerns and try and address some of those concerns right there and then. And of course, business will also listen to government and hear what they've been doing, because there's often a disconnect. Going back to, I think, the first question when someone said, what about the legal framework? Yeah. There's so many legal frameworks and policies that have been put in place. If you take, for instance, the West Africa Power Pool that is in place, there isn't enough information sometimes for players, for participants in the sector, in the power sector, electricity generation, transmission, distribution companies to know the frameworks that are already in place that they can take advantage of. Case in point, people generating solar energy. Is there a framework that they can utilize to sell back to the pool? Because if you generate electricity more than what you need, the idea is these days you can even sell back to the grid and make money out of it, even as a household or a private individual. What are the frameworks that are already in place to be able to actualize that? How can they be improved? People sometimes, businesses don't have that information, so the idea is to be able to provide private sector with that information so that they can take advantage of the opportunities therein. In place, you have the ECOWAS standby force, which is there further strengthen security, the provision of security, and also this sort of forum provides for a role for private sector to play and to even contribute to security because it's a collective effort. We shouldn't just leave everything to government or governments. Private sector can also support what the government is doing by way of funding, by way of technology, because don't forget we're going to have so many pioneers in the digital technology space that are going to be participating. The likes of, for instance, Moneypoint that are today a unicorn. They're going to be all these sort of players are going to be there, and it's not just Nigerian uh, businesses; it is businesses from all across the region.